What's up, guys? We'll talk about the Pacers a little bit and then get out of here. Because I gotta go to work, but I think it's time to really talk about this team one more time. I'm watching the game, right, against the Pistons. I'm sitting there realizing this team, even fully healthy, was going to struggle majorly this year. I think the lack of depth at center, having basically a C minus center core, some nights B minus, right, when Jackson really gets it going, is killer, right? You got guys out there scoring, Siakam, Mathurin, yada yada yada. But I looked at that game last night. I thought to myself, man, if Halliburton was healthy, this team still would have lost by about 4-5 to that Pistons team. My point is that next year, this team, right, obviously is doing bad right now. So you're like, okay, Luke, we'll just draft a center. I understand that. But you got to get more than just that. I think the Pacers were very, very lazy this offseason. I think they didn't make nearly enough moves. That's why you see them making moves right now to go grab guys out of free agency or just grab guys who have no contracts. And I think an organization that was doing very, very good. And I mentioned this in my Miles Turner trade video. It wasn't because Turner was getting traded. I think or not the trade, but when he got signed by the Bucks, right? It wasn't really the thing of like, man, I think we should have paid him that much money. Da, da, da. No, it was, okay, now we're going to replace him, right? And then we get Jay Huff, who we're all pretty hyped up on, right, at the time. But the dude played 10 minutes a game. And now we're going to try to put him in a role where he can play a lot more. We keep Tony Bradley over Thomas Bryant. Didn't love that. I like TB a ton in that playoff run. I think Bryant really fit the offense, right? And it's killer. It's killer, right? Obviously, not having point guards is going to lead to these losses as well. But I looked at that game last night, and I thought to myself, this team would be about, and this is not a joke. Don't comment, oh, but like, right, they played about 13 or 14 games. They would be about 6-7 or 7-8 right now. I think they'd be a game under to maybe a game over 500. I do not see this team, even if they were fully healthy, okay? That means everybody's playing to be at a great level. Because you saw what Jaren Duran did, right? You see what, Jonas Valanciunas was able to do when Jokic checked out. It looked like Jokic was still on the court. So, the center defense is terrible. The center play, rebounding-wise, not good enough. Offense, not good enough. So, there's so many overlying issues with this team right now that I think it is time to say that this team has way more problems than just, point guard plays and there. We're just injured. We're just bad this year. Okay? And I think overall we would have been bad this year. I do think, however, let me mention this at the end before I sound like a complete tool. I do want to say, if Halliburton was healthy this year, I think, yes, they're getting rid of Turner thing probably would have still happened, but I think they would have signed a guy like Horford. They would have signed a guy like Lopez, maybe Brook Lopez, I don't know. But they would have, or kept TB, they would have done something differently at the center position, okay? And if they didn't get a great guy at the center position, they would be running out there to get somebody good enough, right? I do think the Pacers know for a fact it's a rebuilding season, and they just want to see what we got. And you're seeing right now what we got. We have the greatest floor raiser in the modern NBA in Tyrese Halliburton, because this team looks abysmal without the guy. So they're going to have to make some cuts, some changes, but center, one of those top priorities. If they do get a top, 8 pick, you're taking a center or a power forward that can double as a center easily. And that does not mean get rid of Siakam. I've seen some comments out there, get rid of Siakam, get rid of Matt. No, I like the Mathurin, I like Siakam, you know what I mean? But these centers, try to ship them out. Shepard probably got to go. That's a different video for a different day. There's a lot of decisions to be made about this team. We're still early in the season. But right now, this team looks like they'll win 15 to 18 games. Total. It's pretty bad. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Have a good time. Peace out.